Hey everyone, I'm Sabrina Dami, and welcome to our afternoon update here on 13 Now. When we start with the aftermath of those strong storms yesterday, our weather team was all over it yesterday, and today we're taking a look at what's left behind. So let's bring in Dan Levy in on this conversation, as well as meteorologist Paul Cayano. And Dan, you are in the Fort Edward, Greenwich area where the National Weather Service is expected to survey. In fact, they are on the ground now, correct?
As a matter of fact, they just left here 15 minutes ago. They assessed the damage. They surveyed the neighborhood, and I did speak with them. I am on North River Road in Fort Edward, Sabrina. Now, this particular neighborhood sustained extensive damage from yesterday's powerful thunderstorms that blew through this particular region of Washington County. Trees have been toppled. Trees have been uprooted. There are power lines that have been left dangling all over the place. And as I mentioned, the National Weather Service was here. But before I get to that, I'll tell you the good news is National Grid was able to restore much of the power to many of these homes here early this afternoon. Now, for the most part, today is a cleanup day here. I mean, the sounds of chainsaws have been echoing through this valley, which is
I think we lost Dan.
Beginning at 4 o'clock. I spoke with him. He was here to determine if it was either a tornado or straight line winds, and I think his conclusion was, in fact, I know it was, that it was straight line winds based on the evidence he saw. There's no twisting evidence here, and so it was straight line winds. Now, you will hear from that specialist coming up also. The damage that wreaked havoc here to many of the homeowners here. You will see that damage. You will hear from them beginning at 4 o'clock, Sabrina.
Okay, Dan, thank you very much. We appreciate that update. And Paul, wanted to bring you in on what Dan was talking about. Obviously, we have the cell service in that area is challenging. So we heard bits and pieces, but it looks like the National Weather Service was on the ground surveying what was left behind to see if it was possible tornado damage. But it looks like that's not the case.
Yeah, I mean, when we were looking at this radar real time, and behind me, I have the radar from 24 hours ago, and when the storms were coming through, and it did not look like rotation. There was some very loose rotation in the mid and upper levels, but nothing that was tight enough or close enough to the ground. So we presumed at the time that we were talking about straight line winds that could have been 60 or 70 miles an hour, and that's what we were bringing to the viewers at the time that this was all occurring yesterday. It wouldn't have surprised me if we had a small spin up. These things happen in these types of situations, but it also doesn't surprise me that the survey indicated just the straight line winds. I'll be interested to see Dan's report and the report from the Weather Service, which will indicate just how fast those winds were going. And they determined that based on how much damage over a particular area happened. So that's going to be curious. I mean, sometimes these microbursts produce wind gusts of over 100 miles an hour, Sabrina.
Right. And here, take a look. Some of these pictures on the screen right now, these are sent in by viewers from the area that the National Weather Service was surveying today. Trees coming down onto homes. And we had that report yesterday, Paul, of a tree falling onto a home in Fort Edward, trapping a woman inside. So it was quite a dangerous scene in that area. And you and Bob and the whole weather team, you guys were all over it as this was happening so fast in those areas.
Yeah, we declared the alert day the day before in the morning because we knew this could be a volatile situation. And once these storms erupt, they come through so fast. These particular ones, 40 to 50 mile an hour flow, because the jet stream flow was so fast. So they move quickly through the area. All it takes is a moment, like a minute or two in a certain area, and boom, you look outside and the landscape changes with all the trees down and the destruction. So it can happen in an instant, really, literally within the bat of an eye. Your trees come down and stuff. So that's why it's important to be weather aware on top of the situation, which is why we do the alert days, and also why, obviously, we break into programming and tell our viewers when those storms are coming.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So you have that behind you right now.
Yeah, well, let's take a look at it. Yeah, this is the radar from 10 after 3 yesterday afternoon. So here's Argyle, Moreau. So Fort Edward is right in the thick of it here at 10 after 3. The storm over into Vermont, that came through the Fort Edward area in the 2 o'clock hour. So they really got like a 1-2 punch here. And this one also hit the Greenwich area and over toward Argyle and Salem. So a lot of communities sustained a decent amount of damage yesterday, early to mid-afternoon, and then the line kind of developed off to the south and hit portions of Greene County and Columbia, and Berkshire County also got a bit of damage, especially south of Pittsfield. The Lenox area got hit particularly hard. We even had a fatality in southern Berkshire County yesterday, unfortunately. So today, much quieter. You can see that we do have some scattered clouds out there over Schenectady on the CDPHP first warning cam. No rain just yet. The first warning live Doppler radar. Temperatures now climbing into the 80s again. The radar is quiet, but there's still this instability in the air. So I think some of these clouds may develop enough to produce one or two pop-up showers. You can see it's already going on out toward the Finger Lakes. Watch the radar kind of develop out here, and that's heading in our direction. So we cannot rule out a pop-up shower, a pop-up rumble of thunder late this afternoon and into the evening. You can see it here on the radar map, the forecast map. Wednesday, even after dark, 8, 9 o'clock, we may get a passing shower or thunderstorm. So factor that into your plans. Partly cloudy overnight and still some instability in the air. Big day tomorrow, opening day at the track. But notice 1 or 2 showers firing in the North Country right at about noontime tomorrow, and a few drifting through during the afternoon. So not everyone's going to get them. It's a hit or miss type thing. You know the situation. Summertime around here often presents us with a hit or miss variety shower or storm. So that's what we're going to see into the night tonight. Tomorrow, a few, not a lot of showers, but a couple will pass by, 82. Looking for a completely dry day or a couple of them. Friday, good. Saturday, good. Temperatures climbing, 90 on Sunday. An isolated storm late in the day. Wouldn't cancel plans over that, though. And another chance of some showers and thunderstorms into the early part of next week. Sabrina.
All right, Paul, thank you very much. You were talking about the strong storms hitting the Berkshires, and unfortunately someone died in those storms. So I have a little more information from our media partners at the Berkshire Eagle and this picture to share with everyone. This image coming in from the Berkshire Eagle, our media partners there. Here's what we know right now. A man from New Hampshire was driving on Route 7 in Lenox, right on the Lee line, when the storms brought a tree down onto a pickup truck, killing the man inside that truck. Again, he wasn't from New Hampshire. It happened during the height of the storm yesterday, right around 5:20 that time. Paul, you were talking about, of course, when everything was starting to get more active in the atmosphere. So we're going to talk to you again in just a couple minutes. Don't go anywhere, Paul. We'll talk to you in a few. In other news, want to share with you an update on that case out of Hudson that we were reporting on yesterday, the case of women being groped in the city. Hudson police now say a man has been arraigned on charges, and here is his picture. His name is Jamar Beauford. We know right now that he's 21 years old, and he is accused of accosting a woman in his underwear and exposing himself. We also know that he's accused of breaking into a home and going into a woman's bedroom. So an update on that case. Looking ahead, of course, Dan Levy, as you saw, is live in the Fort Edward, Greenwich area, following up on storm damage there, and the National Weather Service on the ground over there. Also, Kumi Tucker has an interview with an expert, a fraud expert. We've had a lot of stories of scams on the rise, so she has some information that could be really helpful for people so they don't fall victim to this. And Tessa Bentulin is following up on that fire in Averill Park last week that destroyed 3 barns. We were live there all evening. She has some information on what made this fire more challenging for firefighters and what may change now because of that fire. And of course, a reminder, we will be at the track tomorrow all day. Our entire team will be there starting at 5 a.m. We'll be there live at noon for the evening shows as well. So the entire News Channel 13 team has extensive coverage planned for you. So this is interesting. There's this new survey out by Embark, and it's talking about how much people love their dogs. So, Paul, I asked you to send me a picture of your dog, so we'll put a picture of our dogs up. Your dog, look, they're doing the same thing.
Yes, lounging.
Tell everyone about your dog.
This is Molly. She's 11 now. She's a yellow lab, and she likes to sleep a lot. She gets around a little slower nowadays, but sometimes she'll surprise you and want to throw the ball and run around the yard a bit. She loves to swim also. So that's why probably in this shot she's kind of passed out, because she probably just had a whole bunch of exercise outside.
Well, on the right of your screen, that's Ellie, my dog. She's going to be 2 years old next month. She's a golden doodle, and she's absolutely crazy. She only falls asleep because she's like a toddler. She has that burst of energy and then she passes out. So this survey from Embark found that Californians let their dogs watch the most TV out of any other state in the country.
Okay.
In Massachusetts, they let their dogs get the most exercise, apparently. They're out and about the most with their dogs. And birthday celebrations for dogs are biggest in California. So there's a little dog information for you. We know everyone loves their dogs in the capital region. So
Oh, absolutely. Whenever I go out, there's always tons of people with their dog. Everyone loves their pets, right? It's just so wonderful. They're great companions, right?
yes,
And even when they wake up at 2:00 in the morning for whatever reason, just because they want to say hi, we still love them anyway, right?
you gotta love them. Absolutely. Dog friendly capital region for sure. So Paul, thank you very much. We'll see you. Of course, you'll have more as we learn more about the damage coming out of that area. You'll have more information on that starting live at 4. We'll see you
Got
then.
it. Okay.
Okay. And thank you everyone for joining us. We will see you live at 4.